Hello, and welcome to Thoughts on International Business, Marketing, and Strategy. My name is Charles Skuba, and I'm a professor at Georgetown University's McDonough School of Business. I teach international business and international marketing here. My colleague, Michael Czinkota, and I provide this forum to allow more of an open discussion on issues related to international business, marketing, and strategy. Today we're going to discuss foreign direct investment and its importance in particular to the United States. For our students, we define foreign direct investment as the investment by companies or institutions for the purpose of long-term growth or control or management of their operations in a domestic economy. We differentiate foreign direct investment from portfolio investment because foreign direct investment is when a company really looks to invest in a market for management of operations for a long-term business strategy, as opposed to portfolio investment, which is more short-term, stock market oriented. Today, we have a person who dedicates his working day and his life with the United States government for the purpose of promoting foreign direct investment in the United States. We are joined by Aaron Brickman, Director of Invest in America at the U.S. Department of Commerce's International Trade Administration. Welcome, Aaron.
Thank you for having me, Charlie.
And thank you for joining us. I'd like to allow Aaron to explain the Invest in America initiative. What's it all about, and why is it important, Aaron?
Well, Invest in America was created more than 3 years ago as our nation's effort to promote foreign direct investment. So our states and cities are quite active in promoting FDI, or foreign direct investment, to their locations. But the national government had not been engaged for many, many years. And this is our opportunity to do what we can to promote what is something that is really disproportionately beneficial to our economy, in that FDI contributes 5.5 million jobs to this country, in industry sectors that are primarily high skill, high expertise, and these jobs are spread across the United States. And that 5.5 million jobs is akin to about 4.5% of our private sector workforce, yielding almost 20% of all American exports. Tens of billions of dollars in R&D expenditures here, in reinvested earnings. So it has a huge economic impact here, and if for no other reason, because of the jobs and the exports, is something that we want to promote.
Well, Aaron, I know that many companies like Siemens from Germany, Arriva from France, Toyota, Honda, and Nissan from Japan, Hyundai and Kia from Korea have significant foreign direct investment here in the United States. But I know it's much broader than that. Typically, which countries are the biggest sources of FDI here in the U.S.?
Well, the top 10 list is essentially made up of 7 West European countries: Japan, Canada, and Australia. And so the UK is, by a large margin, the largest foreign investor in the United States. In fact, UK firms have invested over $450 billion and employ over 900,000 American workers. But FDI goes deeper and broader than that. And so you have significant FDI coming from Singapore, from Korea, increasingly from Brazil, from India. Of course, Chinese investment numbers are starting to grow here. So it is really something that comes from around the world, just as U.S. firms invest globally. And in fact, the United States is the world's largest outbound investor.
Well, I know that traditionally, as you've said, the United States, our states have been very active in promoting their locations for foreign direct investment. What's the role of the federal government in relation to the state efforts?
Well, we truly are a complement to existing state and local efforts. And from the very beginning, Invest in America has sought to do what state and local economic development organizations do not. And so to be clear, we do not engage in outright explicit lead generation. So we don't go and find the next company to invest in America. In fact, that's what states and cities do. But we play a key role in acting as the first point of contact for investors that need one, responding to hundreds of investor inquiries annually. We have an ombudsman role at the federal level to assist international firms that encounter questions or have concerns regarding federal rules or regulations that could impact their investments here in the United States. We also do a lot of outreach in conjunction with our state and local partners, but also on a standalone basis to ensure that the message is out that the United States is open to foreign direct investment, that in fact we have a long-standing policy of such openness, but really Invest in America's outreach operationalizes that on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. And we do that in large part through the international footprint of the U.S. and Foreign Commercial Service, part of the International Trade Administration. So through the U.S. and FCS, we have offices in 126 cities in 77 countries, which is really in every city that exports capital to the United States.
So we know foreign direct investment is important to the United States. It's helpful in terms of building jobs here, creating jobs, employment. We know it's that the companies who invest here tend to export more, as you say, and they also tend to invest in research and development and technology. How is the United States doing in relation to other companies? It's a hot global market out there. Many countries are now competing with the U.S. for investment. How are we doing?
Well, we last year had a difficult year. FDI fell about 50%, but still the United States ranked #1 globally because FDI flows fell everywhere. If you look on a historic basis, going back to the early 1980s, so about 25 years ago, the United States was receiving over 40% of all of the world's FDI, and our market share has dropped to about 15% on an annual basis, plus or minus on any given year. But still, when international firms look to figure out what their next step is, where are they going to go when they go global, they come to the United States because we represent the world's largest consumer goods market. We represent the world's largest luxury goods market. So in terms of manufacturing or consumer goods, this is really a space comparable to no other. But they also use us as an export platform, as you said, through our free trade agreements and otherwise, because of our top logistics and transportation infrastructure, because of our top workforce, because of job training programs. There are a whole host of reasons why international firms look to the United States, not just in terms of expansion, but also in terms of firm startup. This is the easiest place to start a business. And so we see entrepreneurs come from all over the world here. But we also see these firms stay here because of intellectual property rights protections. There's all kinds of good reasons, all kinds of good stories, which I would be happy to get into on the next time that we speak.
Well, thank you, Aaron. I'm glad that Aaron could join us today. And we would like to hear your opinions about foreign direct investment. We believe at Georgetown that the United States needs to do all it can to promote and attract foreign direct investment here. This is vital to our future as a country in a competitive global economy. So we would love to have your thoughts on this. Please feel free to contribute and be a regular participant in Thoughts on International Business, Marketing, and Strategy. I'm Charles Skuba, and together with Aaron Brickman from Invest in America, as well as my colleague Michael Czinkota from Georgetown University, I thank you for your